Well, we're on day 3 of our 5-day healing experiences. And today we're going to do a hypnosis. And it is pre-recorded, which is a good thing because I seem to have the flu. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to last, but you don't need my voice because it's already recorded. Leah, do you want to share the image?
All right.
Actually, let's Debbie, would you like to say hi before we get started? Or would you prefer to be quiet? You have a choice.
Oh, just hi, everybody.
Great. Thanks, Deb.
Welcome.
And it's Susan will be joining us. Oh, it looks like Tammy is here too.
I will share screen now.
Yep, share screen now.
Oh, okay.
You've got it, right? The hypnosis recording
Okay,
already?
Yes, I will
okay.
play it first. Okay.
Okay, no, I just wondered if I needed to be doing anything. So I don't need to be doing anything except sitting here looking kind of seedy.
Yes, so I will play it now.
Okay, thank you. This is a hypnosis exercise. Using nothing but guided imagery and the sound of my voice will put you into a light hypnotic state so that you can change certain limiting beliefs and set up more empowering beliefs to replace them. It's very simple. It's very safe. You won't be unconscious. You won't do anything silly. This is just a way to get your mind into a theta state, the same state that you were in when you were a young child and you were absorbing all of the information around you when you were learning everything so easily. So now we're going to help you to learn very easily so that we can plant some suggestions you actually want. You are relaxing and ready to go into hypnosis. You are either sitting or reclining comfortably. Take a few slow, easy, deep breaths. Breathe in through the nose, then hold briefly. Breathe out through the nose, through the mouth, then hold briefly. Repeat several times and relax. So again, let's take a few slow, easy, deep breaths. Breathe in through the nose, then hold briefly. Breathe out through the mouth, then hold briefly. Repeat this breathing pattern several times and relax while you're doing it. Slowing your breath will help you relax. Just follow the breath. That's all you need to do. It's very simple, very easy. Then look up with both eyes, as if you're trying to look at your eyebrows. Relax, but continue to look up. You'll find yourself inside a lighthouse, up inside the deck that extends out around the great light. You take a look around, and of course you are looking out at the ocean. It looks cold and blustery. Purr. Glad you're inside. You're still looking up. The sky is cloudy. There's some wind. You can see the wave moving of the clouds. You can see some whitecaps on the ocean out in the distance. And your eyes are getting tired, very tired. And so you allow your eyelids to close, but you remain looking upwards. So your eyeballs behind your lids are looking up, but your eyelids are shut over them. And so all that you are seeing in your mind's eye. And you're seeing that you are inside this lighthouse. You're up high in the lighthouse. You've already walked up the steps. And you are beside the great light. You don't remember how you got there, but clearly you did. You look around and you recognize that this is the Peggy's Cove Lighthouse. Strange. That's never open for visitors to go up. Only the small post office has ever been opened, and even it's not open now. It is interesting in a soothing kind of way, as though it's just a story you're being told, but it is more, much more. Keep slowly, deeply breathing. Allow your eyelids to be closed while you're still keeping your eyes looking up. The lighthouse feels cool, but not cold. You're comfortable. You're wearing a heavy wool navy hoodie with a down-filled red vest over top, heavy wool pants and winter boots. You're cozy. You're comfortable. The view is lovely. Strangely lovely because seeing the lighthouse from the outside has always been your perspective, and now you are in it. You feel a bit nostalgic, thinking of all the people who have visited here with and how they would enjoy this opportunity. Thinking of all of the people who have visited here without you and how they would enjoy this opportunity too. Look around and see the sun setting. It lets in light of pinks and blues and golds, and the water is so dark and gray. There is fog way out in the distance, and it is far enough away for the sun's descent to be lovely as it went down behind the incoming fog banks. Suddenly you remember driving to this place many years ago, and the fog got so thick on the road that you had to stop a few times because you could not see. You decided to leave so you don't get lost in the fog like a man with his dog. You feel you have no chance, no choice, but go. So you look away from the 360-degree view of the ocean, the granite rocks, and the quaint fishing village with its fishing boats. The sun sets quickly this time of year, and it's getting dark. You've enjoyed being up there, enjoying the view. Even though you don't remember or understand getting there, you enjoyed yourself and the experience. You are relaxing deeply as you start the descent down the wrought iron spiral staircase. With no hesitation, you go the stairs and start to head down by first tilting down your head just a bit and looking down. You lift your left foot up slightly and move it forward, then carefully lower yourself down to the next step, a few inches down. Down you go to the second step, and you feel relaxed and calm as you go deeper. Where could you be, and why? It doesn't matter. You suddenly smell a wonderful smell. The smell of the ocean, fresh and salt and kind of chilly. Good thing you are warmly dressed. Down another step, and that makes 3. You realize you have changed direction. The darkening sky now behind you. You are at peace, and you don't recall a more lovely place of isolated beauty. You feel gently tugged downward, as if you are led, and a magnet awaits you as you go down. You breathe deeply. You hold the breath in and step down another step lower on the spiral staircase. Breathing out, you take another step, now 4 steps down. You feel so tranquil as you go deeper. Taking another step down, you land on the 5th step. You turn your head from side to side, but there is nothing to see. Again, breathing in, you take another step. Down, deeper and further. And that felt quite a big descent for a single step. But it's okay, you feel safe and you are free. Freely going deeper and deeper, leaving the day behind you and just focusing on my voice. And you go deeper. You use your hands to feel around. And round is what you feel. It is the smooth, concrete roundness, unlike anything you remember. You are so completely at ease as you exhale, slowly and fully. Still you go deeper and deeper down this dimly lit stairway. You skip a couple steps, go deeper and deeper. You know you are safe, and you are enjoying the experience as you go deeper and deeper down, in and below. Another step down, and now you could hear the sea. The waves are splashing along the shore beneath you, splashing and crashing in the afterglow of sunset. You step forward this time. There's no more down. You have reached the bottom of the stairway of the place that you have entered, as if by magic. Magic. That could be it. No, not magic. Just very deep relaxation. You feel transported to another world, another time, and indeed that is the truth. You see and hear someone talking, and the voice is familiar, but maybe not. You listen some more, and a phrase right out of Mom's mouth hangs in the ear. Mom is there, but not there. You remember that. She whispers loud enough for you to hear. Hi, I've missed you. It's so good to see you. I'm sorry that I didn't tell you more how much I love you. I couldn't be more proud of you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. The voice drifts off. Mom, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Not another sound, but you feel the love vibrate through all of you. You know you were and are loved and appreciated and are fully supported. And it came from your mother's voice. So it must be true. And that makes you lovable and wonderful and perfect, much more than enough. You are worthy and deserving. You can do this. You are so close to being and doing and having what you want. You don't need to settle for less. You are enough. You heard it, and it was real. So your doubts about being lovable and seen for who you are were unfounded. You are enough. Repeat after me. I am enough. I am lovable. I deserve the very best, and the best will come to me. And now the words come to you as if she is speaking through you. I am enough. I am lovable. I deserve the very best, and the best will come to me. The universe has my back all the time. When it doesn't feel like that, a big healing opportunity is here. Who or what inside me needs to be loved and supported? She speaks. Your mom, that is. Believe in yourself. You are the most amazing creature. In this place of truth and love, you cannot deny it. You are so compassionate and so open. I'm sorry you had to hurt so much. I'm sorry you were always so responsible. I'm sorry you worked to please people. I'm sorry you feel that your power was taken from you. I hope that you can still access the part of you who loves to laugh and be silly. Take the time to play. Sing and dance, run and play. Know that you are loved and you are safe. We have your back. No matter what may happen on other days of your life, remember this late afternoon in the lighthouse when your mom waited for you in the tiny post office in the bottom of the lighthouse at Piggy's Cove. Go forward always knowing that you are still part of my joy. Good evening, dear one. Well, that was certainly unexpected, but you have no doubt that it happened. You're not sure why your mom would have visited you this day at Piggy's Cove. It doesn't matter whether your mom is still living or deceased. She was definitely there with you at Piggy's Cove, and she certainly had an important message for you. You don't know how you got here. You don't know how she got there, but you were there with Mom. It was good. So how doesn't matter. Lessons keep coming to you, and how doesn't matter. You now know that you are loved, respected, and a source of pride. Very much so. And Mom's love means that you are so much more than enough. How could you have doubted yourself? I don't know, you're saying as you lean forward to stand up. Shh, not so fast. You will be awake when I say 3. Slowly, I'll count you back, and then you will open your eyes and let them adjust to the light. 1, you are starting to come back. 2, you are getting closer. 3, you are closer and feeling wonderful, calm, relaxed, and content. You will wake up and open your eyes as I say 3. Welcome back. How was your trip? You're coming back and alert. Things are coming into focus. And you remember all that happened. How do you feel? Relaxed and content, I'll bet. Thanks, Leah. And I know that a few people asked to have the hypnosis experience because they hadn't had one before. So I hope you enjoyed that. And I see that Susan and Tammy have joined us back in the video. So Tammy, I don't know if you were here when we first started. I think not, but I have the flu, so I'm not sure how long I'm going to last. I've been running, but I'm here for now, and I will stay while I can. And that's why cameras can turn off. So I sense a lot of peace in the room. Even Susan's quiet. Not a word. Oh, that's because you're on mute. Can't hear you.
No sound.
Try again.
May be able to hear me, but
Now
my
I can hear. Yeah, now I can hear you. Yeah.
There are cars and planes. I'm outdoors on public Wi-Fi. That's
Oh, you're outdoors. You're outdoors?
yes.
Okay.
Otherwise,
I'm
I
not
would be in a
sitting-
restaurant, and that would be even less
Okay.
good for me and the rest of the group.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so you're with a group, are you?
No, I mean
Oh.
our
Oh,
Zoom,
okay. The
our
rest of the
Zoom
group.
room doesn't want to see and hear all the people ordering food.
Well, that's probably true. That's probably true.
So I definitely felt the wind out by the ocean. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, yeah, you felt it for sure. And you've got your hoodie on, the whole bit. You're ready.
Yeah, it's 50 degrees here, and there seem to be a lot of planes taking off and landing somewhere nearby. So I will stay on mute unless. But thank you so much. That was so peaceful and so beautiful.
Glad you enjoyed it.
I loved what I was hearing in the background, and it's so lovely to see Debbie and Tammy. I've seen. I mean, of course, Leah and Christine, you also, but I saw you earlier this week. So it's lovely to see several of us here today.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Well, as I explained, my energy is low, so I'm not going to be doing much talking. I'm sitting. That's good enough. But I still have my sense of humor. I didn't have it last night. It was gone. And how many times did I message you last night, Leah? Many times.
Many times.
Every trip to the bathroom, I think I messaged
Yes.
Leah. It's not looking good for tomorrow, Leah.
Yes. So it's good to see we are a lot today. So,
Yeah,
and then
it's great to see a lot of people.
I hope every day is like this. And I love the experience right now that I feel sleepy.
You feel sleepy?
Yes. Sleepy and relaxed.
Yeah. And Debbie, did I see you wipe a tear?
Yeah.
Yes, I thought I did. Hey, success. That hit the spot. That's good. Yeah. If I didn't have you on video, I wouldn't know that there was a tear elicited from that one. So that's nice. That's why it's great to see, see everybody here live, not just Leah and I. So I was going to do a couple other exercises today, and I'm not. Because I'm not going to, I just can't stay here that long. But any questions? Anything you need me for? Otherwise, you can just talk amongst yourselves and I'll leave.
I don't have any questions or anything. I just want to say, kudos to you for showing up anyway.
Well, thank you, Tammy. Yes.
It's impressive. Your
Thank you.
dedication is real.
Thank you. Susan's the one who looks dedicated. I mean, sitting out there in 55-degree temperature with her hood up and everything, that's impressive. I sent Leah a picture of what's going on outside my window. We're getting some flurries today. So, and Leah's son has never seen snow. So it was worth sending a little clip of a video of snowflakes falling.
But you've seen snow, Leah.
I have it.
Oh,
The real one. the real
The real one.
I am, that's fine with me. I'm coming to the Philippines.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. Yeah.
I hope that you can come with a bunch of before it melts.
I think it'll melt by the time we get there.
Yeah,
But we
because
can
it's a
all send you
tropical
snow
country.
pictures all winter.
I do have a question, and I think it might be helpful for anyone who listens to the replay on the Facebook page. My question is, why the choice for the mother? I like that you said deceased or living. My mother is deceased.
And mine is. And I think that's why, because it was a favorite spot of my mom's too. So I think that's why it was the mother. Yeah. And besides, my voice sounds more like a mother than it does a father. You know, that would be a stretch to say that I'm speaking from the father. So
we're going back to the idea of someone that cared for us when we were small.
yeah.
That's the
And
bigger idea.
yeah, and from back on day one, remember we were talking about limiting beliefs, and creating more empowering beliefs. And hypnosis is a really easy way to get at the subconscious and plant new beliefs. And there's no reason why you can't create your own hypnosis audios. You've got a recipe there. Just follow the recipe and plant your own suggestions. In order to get into the theta state, there's a couple things going on. We've got the theta music going on in the background. And we've also got looking with the eyes up, looking at the eyebrows. That will actually put you into a hypnotic state. Yeah.
I've been hypnotized by two people in person before, and they never had me look up. That I'm glad you brought that up. That's interesting. Yeah. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I learned that one from Marissa Pierce, and that's the process she uses is to look up, and it sort of gets you there faster. Because when I had been hypnotized live and in person, it wasn't look up either. It was just a countdown and a story. God, we can't put this on YouTube, Leah. I look like crap.
Oh, you look lovely on screen. You probably look different to yourself. I mean, unless somebody has a giant TV
pink,
screen on their
wall. I got
but
pink on, so yeah.
You look lovely. You don't even look from my screen. You don't look pale or anything.
Right.
You look perfectly healthy, and you even have some joy in your voice, which is surprising considering. And
that's because I'm no longer vomiting. I have joy in my voice. It wasn't a good night, but I think I was reading before I came on to decide whether I had food poisoning or a flu, and it came on too fast to be flu. So I had spinach fresh from our local grocery store, and I'm wondering if maybe the spinach might not have had little bugs in it, but anyway, it's passing. And the mint tea is helping. So I highly recommend next time somebody gets an upset stomach. I was drinking ginger yesterday. Ginger didn't do anything, but the mint tea is helping.
Why I really like this kind of group and look forward to Fibro Freedom Formula starting as a course where people go through together for 6 months, because having that kind of sharing where one person says, hey, the ginseng root really worked for me, and another person said it didn't for me, but the peppermint tea did. That when we pitch in our experiences into the center of the group, or in this case the center of the screen, we have more resources to share from, and of course you've had so many, at least a couple decades of experience of exploring all of this, so you have such a wealth of knowledge to share with us, Christine, as we go through our own experiences.
You have a bit of a history with this too, And Tammy, you certainly have a lot of experience with this because you managed to get yourself well from fibromyalgia. So, and Debbie is still in the throes of it, but you know, we're proof that you can get out. So that's good news, isn't it, Debbie?
Yeah.
The doctors might say it's incurable, but we can fix ourselves.
I
Maybe
have a
not
friend.
Yeah.
I have a friend in Cincinnati, Ohio, in the U.S. She was the second person to tell me she had fibromyalgia, and she has completely come out of it. Now, she also got her children raised to adulthood, and I think that also gave her more room to take care of herself and receive care from them, as they took on more responsibilities for the family. But she feels like she's found a way out and that she doesn't have it at all anymore. So there is that hope. My technical diagnosis is on paperwork in a doctor's file or computer is myofascial pain syndrome. But two healthcare professionals said they could have chosen fibromyalgia. And if I wanted a medication, they certainly would. And I said, no, I prefer to, I do take 2 medications, but my goal is to be as natural as possible, as holistic as possible.
Yeah. It's good.
That is what really turned the corner for me, is, you know, paying real attention to my diet and the products that were used in my home and on my person, you know, making sure they were from a good, clean source is what started bringing me out of my own, you know, I mean, it takes a while because I was very polluted in my body. Once I started shedding that pollution, I started feeling better.
That's great.
And of course, you know, I mean, there's a lot of other things. I'm sure you've covered this. I haven't had a chance to watch all your videos, but, you know, proper hydration is equally important to proper nutrition. And, you know,
and sleep is important.
And how you think about it.
Yeah.
If you believe you can get better, you can get better. If you believe you won't, you won't.
Exactly.
So you're doing a lovely service here, Christine. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Tammy.
So did you detox to get this bad stuff out of your body?
Yes, but you know what clutters me up may not clutter you up. We each are going to have, you know, things that, like with the mint tea and the ginger tea,
right?
All going to have things like that. So, you know, you may be able to use regular cleaning products without a problem. I can't. I have to use holistic cleaning products. That kind of thing.
And I assume that means shampoo, toothpaste, you know, the personal hygiene products too.
Absolutely. Laundry detergent included.
Yeah, that would be a big one.
It is a big one. And in case you're unaware of this as a collective, when you launder your clothes, all of this soap does not wash away in the rinse cycle. So if you're using a detergent that has that alters your hormone balance, which meant pretty much everything you can buy in the regular stores will have that potential, then you're like absorbing. That was one of the things that happened to me. You know, I'm really sensitive to that stuff. So wearing clothes with dirty detergent affected me. So, you know, and I will tell you that once I shifted away just from the laundry detergent, some of my excess weight I was holding started to fall off because my hormones were not so confused.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I'll hold that thought. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Because I'm not noticing it making me sick, but I'm certainly carrying weight that I wasn't carrying before. So, yeah.
Well, and you know, if you don't have a hormone issue, it may or may not be that,
Yeah.
But just be aware that it's a potential, because those things, all of those things, like, Susan, are you in Europe?
Indiana.
I'm in Indiana in the United States, and we have noticed in our household. Well, let me just tell you, the first day we moved into this apartment in 2018, and we poured a dish of water for the cats, they backed away.
Whoa.
So I wonder, with laundry and some of our skin issues that we've had since 2018 that I didn't have when I lived in another county. It's a company called, well, maybe I shouldn't say it, but I looked it up online. It's the largest water utility in the United States. They're buying up local water companies, and I still had local water for 17 years in a different county. So I'm wondering about not only the detergent now, which I hadn't, I buy the one that says sensitive skin, but I'm also wondering about the interaction of that detergent and the fabric softeners with the water, because the water stunk so badly of chlorine and sulfur that the cats went to drink and backed away.
Wow.
And we now have purified water for drinking and cooking. But our clothes, I'm so glad you mentioned that. And my scalp often itches. And I've tried different shampoos that aren't supposed to have chemicals. And I noticed that it helps, but not like I thought it might.
Do you have a filter for your shower? Because if you're showering with hot water, that opens your pores and you're sucking in those chemicals that you can smell, you're absorbing those. So it's not surprising you have skin issues.
We do, but I think it's past its expiration date, and it wasn't a high quality one to start with. It was, Menards, the hardware store. So yeah, may I ask, in terms of finding good products, are you getting them online, or are you getting them in your local health food store?
Well, it doesn't really matter as long as you're looking at some of the ingredients. I get mine online. I have a couple of different places that I get it, and I can share that in the group if that's helpful for other people. The other thing I wanted to mention, is if you find a European source, and that's going to be more challenging with the shipping and everything now, but Europe has 15, maybe more, but 15,000 chemicals that they do not allow in their products that are allowed in products in the States. Now, I don't know about Canada, Christine.
Canada is a level up, because when I purchased sunscreen there, when I was visiting British Columbia, and I was shocked at the price, I was told that it's because there are lots of things that, it has to be made differently for Canada, because the standards, and for food additives, the crap that's in my food here in the United States is not, if I went to a restaurant in Canada, I would just be getting better food. If I picked up even packaged stuff off the shelf, there are food additives, whether it says natural flavoring or artificial flavoring, that are not allowed in Canada, and definitely not in Europe. And yeah, I've had a couple other people mention the standards in the European Union are so much higher, but there could be anything in what I'm putting on my skin if I don't know the source and the creator.
Right.
Well, one thing, Susan, that's better for you and I now is that we're not dyeing our hair anymore, because that's one thing that's really bad for us. There's so many chemicals in hair dye.
I never have.
No? Good
No,
for you.
yeah. Well, highlights once in my 20s, and everybody thought I was younger. They thought I graduated high school and I was 18 and I was 22. So I thought about it once when somebody thought I was my best friend's mother, and I'm a year older than she is. I said something, she and I talked about it, and she said, I know your personality. It's too expensive in a salon, and that's what you will say. And if you do it yourself, you'll get very frustrated and upset. So she said, you won't like it. Don't do it. And I didn't. So I've never colored my hair, but I've often used whatever's available, if I'm traveling, soaps and shampoos. And it's just been very recently I've looked at some companies that tell me that I'm getting something pure, and I feel like, well, and I do know a local store where I can trust the owner. She started it herself because of her own illnesses, and I can ask her, but she hasn't been able to find anything for my face. Any moisturizer I put on, except for one person who ships it from the Las Vegas area, my face will turn bright red when I put a lotion on it, or after washing it.
What about coconut oil?
I don't know. It may be one of the. I'm not sure. What I'm using now, after washing my face, I know it has vitamin C in it, and it's homeopathic, and she makes it herself in her own lab, maybe.
Yeah.
And so that's working. But everything else, dermatologists, even the health food store that I trust, their skin person couldn't find anything that didn't turn. Sorry about the really loud truck in the background. That didn't turn my face bright red. So this is interesting because I appreciate Tammy bringing this up, because I didn't think about how I spend more time focused on the hypnosis, relaxation, healthy, gentle movements that don't stress my body, moving slowly, getting enough sleep, but I don't focus as much on my skin. So I really appreciate this coming up, Tammy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, your skin is actually your biggest organ. Your skin is an organ, and we don't treat it always as lovely as it deserves.
Have any of you found that polyester bothers you? Because I bought a set of sheets that were polyester, and I just started hurting so bad. And then my dad said, yeah, me and your mom can't wear polyester clothes because it makes us hurt. And so I got rid of those, and I got some cotton ones, and I didn't hurt as bad. It went away.
Yeah, it doesn't make me hurt, but it makes me very, very bitchy.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Yeah, it's not a good plan for me.
Makes other people hurt.
Yeah.
I can tap into my bitchy without polyester, so I avoid that as much as possible. But yeah, I'm glad that you learned that information, because it's helpful.
Yeah, my mom and dad always said that, and I just thought that must just be them. But then I found out it's me too.
When my mother died in 2006, but I remember her being sick from the time I was probably age 10 on, and I'm guesstimating, I don't really remember, but the exact age. But when my second friend was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, she explained a lot about it. And I sat there and thought, you're describing my mother. And my mother died without, she'd given up on definitely Western medicine in the United States, because she had been either gotten a misdiagnosed, even if she got a diagnosis, that it was usually, there's not really anything we can do. At one point she had an MS, multiple sclerosis diagnosis. But I really think that, that she probably had fibromyalgia, and it was related to an injury that sent her to the hospital that she constantly had flare-ups from, even though she thought the injury was over. So anyway, just especially with the mother hypnosis, that kind of came up for me too. And,
My mom had juvenile arthritis, and from the time she was, really quite young, and then she had osteoarthritis and rheumatoid. And the only diagnosis they didn't give her was fibromyalgia, but she had enough of the other symptoms besides pain that I think she probably had it too. Or I have it too. She would have had it first. And it is hereditary often.
Yeah, my dad's in a lot of pain, and I tell him, maybe you have fibromyalgia, and he says, oh, I have so many things wrong with me, I don't need that too.
Yeah, and really knowing the name doesn't help, because there's not anything that anybody's going to do. It's just what we're going to do for ourselves.
Yeah.
Although,
go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Tammy.
I was going to say, although, when I first was exploring, trying to figure out mine, I got a lot of, it's all in your head.
Oh, yeah.
So having a
Yes.
label for me was like, okay, I'm not losing my mind. I'm not making this up. I'm not a hypochondriac. I know I'm not. So it was like validation for me.
Yes. Mine was validating too, because I was sick and I had pain, but mine was mostly emotional, depression, anxiety. So, I was perfectly willing to accept that it was in my head. But so, yeah, so it was kind of reassuring to get a name put on it, even if there's not, help that goes with the name.
Right.
At least, you're not totally crazy.
Yes. That was what it did for me.
Yeah.
And with my memory and cognition declining, changing, not being what it used to be, where most professionals first wanted to go was depression and anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I finally paid out of pocket for a thorough neuropsychological exam. It was probably 7 hours of testing and interviews and discussions. He brought my partner in too, which was wonderful, for the pre-interview and then the post-feedback session to kind of compare, and even gave my partner a questionnaire to fill out to compare what my self-report was based on what other people were seeing. And that was wonderful because he got a really full picture. And then my primary care provider did a better job at understanding, because like, oh, this isn't depression and anxiety. This is specifically an attention, a struggle to maintain attention and then recall things, because I wasn't attuned to them as well as a typical adult would be. I mean, I had a brilliant memory when I was younger, and that's been gone for a while. I feel like I have half a brain. And I kept saying, part of why I coughed up the money and put it on the credit card, but that bill's paid anyway, but was because I kept saying I have early onset dementia.
Oh, you really thought that that's what you had?
Yes, it was.
Oh.
I was forgetting. I mean, I was confusing people's names. I would look at a couch and call it a coffee, or I would do an opposite. I would pick up something cold to eat and say, this is really hot. I would either say opposite words or use words that start with the same sound or consonant. Mm-hmm. And so I was quite worried. And the neuropsychologist also read my entire medical history, which blew me away. His report was fabulous. If any of my other providers actually read the whole thing, I don't know that they ever did, but he included with this medical history, essentially from 2014, it was trauma after trauma, surgery, injuries, and so that process has caused a level of fatigue and pain that Susan's not even aware she has. That is always kind of underneath. And again, I apologize for, I guess nobody, it seems like it's don't have a muffler day in this area of town. I apologize.
I'm not picking up that sound at all.
Oh, good. I'm doing the headset.
Yeah,
so
yeah, it's working.
So the cognition bothered me more than the pain, just because, although certainly the pain and slowness meant I decided to resign from my job because I knew I wasn't giving good service. I wasn't as high quality as I was when they hired me, and it didn't feel good to me, even though they were happy to keep me. I left. And it turned out to be a good decision, not financially, but certainly in terms of my self-care, it was necessary.
Money isn't everything.
Conventional doctors, all they had for me was a depression pill and a muscle relaxer. Eventually I was going to ask about low dose naltrexone, and she brought it up, and that helped more than the others for pain anyway.
The one that I found that helped me the most, years ago, they took off the market Vioxx, but it was causing people heart attacks. So, you know, you have, my doctor says you have a choice. You can live in pain and live. But they took it off the market everywhere because I was living in Hawaii then and I was going to order it from Canada. It was making that much of a difference that I was actually going to order it and have it shipped in. But my doctor wouldn't let me. She's like, no, you will live in pain.
I have a friend that really likes her Lyrica, and there was something going on with her insurance. Again, I'm in the United States. There was something going on with her insurance and she was having trouble getting it. So she ran out and she
For
said,
fibromyalgia? Because
Lyrica.
it's one of the 3 meds that are recommended for fibromyalgia in the US.
Yeah.
So it should be
Yes.
really easy to get it.
Oh, it was just, I mean, it wasn't like she didn't pay her bill. It was just a bureaucracy thing.
Okay.
Where, just communication. And I went through that myself after a surgery where, this person's saying, well, we didn't get the paperwork, and the other person's saying, well, we sent it, and that kind of mess. So she ran out and was without it for a week or 2. But she said she really noticed then that how desperately she missed it. So she swears by her Lyrica, and I've been able to avoid it. I do a lot of gentle movement. I found some excellent practitioners, somatic sensory and somatic educators online, and people who do some craniosacral and counter strain, working with primarily the fascia, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I'm still doing a lot of that work, and it's expensive and it's all out of pocket.
But it works.
Yes. And I'm sorry?
I've heard of the cranial sacral, but that helps you?
Yes, I think it depends on your practitioner, because I had a wonderful practitioner. You could just feel the love coming from her hands and her physical presence when you entered her office. And so I think that some people, we're all going to have people where we fit better with that person. And I have a new one now. She doesn't do cranial sacral, but she just did some counter strain with me. And she's a somatic educator. Originally was a physical therapist and still maintains that license, but she's added so much to it. She never stopped studying. So it's important to find the right fit. So if you try if you try cranial sacral and you're not pleased, or if on the phone you get a bad vibe, or when you meet them for the first time, then it may just be you need to move on to someone else. Or if you can find a recommendation from someone in your area, that's probably.
I found a chiropractor was very helpful for me, but that could be because I actually had spinal issues, because I fell and broke my tailbone and they removed it. So that kind of adjusted my whole spine. So a chiropractor was really helpful for that. Yeah, they don't take tailbones out anymore.
No.
I'm flabbergasted to hear that they did that.
That would have been, let me see, I was, that's like close to 40 years ago that they did it, but yeah.
Wow.
That's an
I
integral.
fell roller skating, and I was having such a good time roller skating on this concrete, rink, and I fell repeatedly. And apparently I kept making it worse every time I fell, but I was having a good time, and I didn't notice until a couple of weeks after. And I guess because I was sitting on it, every day for weeks, when I just first did it, it wasn't that bad. But yeah, I took a year to recover from that.
I'm delighted it only took you a year.
Yeah, well, and then lots of chiropractors after that too. So.
Well, yes, but that's part of your stability. I'm
Exactly.
sure to your whole spine.
Exactly.
So, wow. Whew.
I guess I was on Lyrica for a while, but I gained like 30 pounds in 3 months, so I quit because it was just making me depressed. I was getting so heavy. So it works for some, but not for me.
Oh, my friend did gain weight too. She thought it was another medication that she went off of, but
Oh.
I bet that's what's maintained her weight. That's
Yeah.
thank you. That's good to know.
Hmm.
I agree with you all, ladies. And most probably about the skin that Tammy brought up, because a lot of products that they put in the TV, and you have to put this and all of those kind of stuff, and then you buy, and when you put it on yourself, your skin reacted on it, and it doesn't. And mostly on the face, I'm with that one, the acne ones. And then
Mhm.
when you watch TV, or you have to put this, and your acne will be gone, and they're all.
Yeah.
I think for me, it doesn't really work. And then I agree that you have to be careful on what products you intake on yourself, because your skin, you yourself will react on it. So that's one. So I agree with that. And all about organic products, one, if you have tried more of that, I think that's more helpful for me,
Mhm.
in my case, more helpful, the most organic one, the most, I think, a herbal thingy. That's
Mhm.
that's it, that's helped me a lot, because when the products, and then you don't even know when how they do it, eh. So that's one. So that's what I can share. Thank you.
Yeah.
You
Because
don't need
even
to be so shy, Leah.
yeah,
We know you and love you.
I have a list somewhere, if I can lay my hands on it, of ingredients that affect your hormone balance. If I can find that, I will scan it and post it on the group, if that's, or I
Yeah.
can send it to you, Christine, and you can post it if you'd prefer.
Yeah. Or send it to Leah. She's the one that's going to post it.
Oh, okay. I don't know that I'm connected with you.
Oh, okay. Then send it to me. Send it to me.
Okay.
That's fine. Yeah.
I would love that. I would love
yeah,
that
me
because
too.
I at one point for uterine fibroids that I had in my 40s, I was using bioidentical hormones that were working really well. But I didn't get a follow-up test. I got sloppy and like, oh, this is working just fine. And so I went back for a recheck, and they were huge and were affecting my bladder. So I ended up having a hysterectomy. And if I had kept checking my hormones every year, which I had to pay out of pocket for that to do the saliva test, if I had checked every year and had the amounts adjusted, it was a cream I put on. And so I would imagine, so I'm very curious what
Yeah.
chemicals are doing to my hormones. So I would really appreciate that list. But if you can't find it, it could be there's a Google search.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And Tammy, I
know
wonder. You'll go ahead.
I know I have it. I just need to see if I can find it.
Sure. The other thing I was going to ask you about is essential oils. They probably aren't all created equal either, are they? Yeah. Yeah, because there's one company that I like to buy from. It's called Vibrant Blue Oils, and that's somewhere in the States. And their stuff is really great. They've got one that I use every single night. It's called Parasympathetic, and it actually flips you over into the parasympathetic response. So I use it and go to sleep like.
If you would post that information, I would be interested in that. I have
Okay.
narcolepsy, so my sleep cycles are all wackadoodly.
Okay.
And I'm always open to things that will give me a little bit more quality to my rest time.
Okay. Yeah, I find that one really, really helpful. And it smells good. It's sort of like a mild clovey and lime. It's
Oh,
very
okay.
pleasant. And yeah. So I actually rub it on my nose so I can smell it for quite a while when I go to sleep.
All right, very good.
Yeah. Because I love it. I just put it on and there I am, gone. But
Even
not
if
last night.
Even if you don't like the smell and it works.
Yeah, exactly.
I would do it even if I didn't like the smell and it made me go to sleep. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to own this and do it.
Okay, we get a comment from Joanne Pitts in the Facebook.
Oh, and
Sorry,
Facebook.
I'm late. Yes. Sorry I'm late again and have had really busy day, so I'm exhausted. Have Reiki tomorrow though, so I'm hoping it helps. And she added, I'm on pregabalin, Lyrica, and it really helps me. I did put on weight, but I'm losing it now, she said. I think she's watching us. Hi,
And
Joanne.
she's losing the weight while still on it.
She said, she just added, I'm on pregabalin.
Okay, so
Lyrica,
she's
and
still on it
yes.
and she's losing weight. Well, that's good. That's unusual. Well, welcome, Joanne.
Yes.
Well, I think, excuse me, but it's time for me to leave this room and visit another one.
You've done really well.
Oh, before we go, can we take
Well, you
a
don't have to
picture of
go.
us?
I just have to go. I mean, that's too much information, but bye-bye, everybody.
All right, can we have for a minute to just, okay, ready? 1, 2, 3, smile. It's another one. Wait now. 1, 2, 3. All right, wait. 1, 2, 3, smile. Okay, thank you, everyone.
And we still got Christine's smile. I see it down there in her photo. So
That's
Yes.
right.
yes, this has been so wonderful, ladies. I so enjoyed hearing everything you had to offer. I just feel so grateful. Thank you.
Yes.
And
Thank you also for the, those little knowledge that, it can impact a lot. And thank you.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you. See you
Debbie?
tomorrow.
Debbie, you got this. You got it.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. I will end the meeting now. So it was.
Okay, I won't see you till Friday, I don't think, but happy Thanksgiving for those of us in the States and everyone else. Hope to see you soon.
Yes.
and
Thank
I
you.
will be here tomorrow, Leah. Bye-bye, everyone.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Happy Thanksgiving
Bye.
also.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.